Hey Jeremy, this is Luke with a quick look at getting your Google site portfolio off the ground. First thing you want to do is open a browser and then navigate to sites.google.com because that's ultimately where the magic's going to happen. Okay, so you're going to hit this red create button over here to get your new site up and running. You'll be on a private account, so you probably won't have the challenge of creating a classroom site. I'm going to call mine jsnell1. You probably will also not have to prove that you are not a robot by adding this information down here. But I'm going to go with a blank template. I'm going to make this template the Rounders theme for aesthetics. Again, I've named it. I've entered the code down here. Again, you probably will not have to do the code piece, but I'm going to go ahead and create the web page. So obviously you see as a private person it did not like that particular name. So I'm going to go with jsnell demo 1 and see if that works. Looks like it's going to take this time, and again you probably will not have to do this piece, but as you can see, once you come up with a unique name, I'm in business with my Google site. Okay, and anytime I want to make edits to my Google site, which will ultimately become a portfolio template, I'm going to come up here to the edit pencil and make any changes just like you guys have been doing in the online course. So let's say I don't want this to be called home, I want it to be called welcome. I simply make that adjustment and hit save, and you'll notice over here in the sidebar map that changed as well. So ultimately you're going to want to add sub pages of your website to contain student work as part of your template. Right, so to add a sub page right here next to the edit pencil, you'll see the page with a plus symbol in it. Go ahead and click that, and we'll give this a name like assignment 1, and we'll hit create, and you'll notice here that it gives me the assignment page. I can edit text, and so let's go ahead and throw some text in here. This will just be placeholder stuff that I'm taking from a third-party website. This would be an announcement or images or things that you'd like to add to your page. I'm going to add the text, stuff that I want here, perhaps directions on how to complete an assignment, and then I simply hit save. Okay, so there's my page. Again, let's say I want to add a second page with assignment 2. Right. Again, I'm going to hit create after I name that page. The page will pop up. I will add whatever necessary elements I need to that page and hit save again. So now I've got assignment 1, maybe contact me, maybe a link here to the school homepage, any type of thing that you want to add can easily be done here. Okay. So once you get your pages all set up, Jeremy, there's one thing I want to point out to you, and that's the cog here on the right hand side, or gear, depending on what you want to call it. But when you choose that, you're going to want to come down here and mess around a little bit with edit site layout. Okay, so what I want to point out to you here is this custom width piece. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and close and show you why this is important. You'll notice that what happens to the text on this page as I shrink the window. You'll notice that the page is kind of changing and the text is stacking up on top of itself. So if somebody who's viewing your page is not looking at it in the resolution that you are creating it, you're going to end up with some issues as far as how the site looks. Okay, so again, you'll want to go here into the gear, come down to edit site layout, and you'll want to fix the site width. I'm finding that about 1200 pixels is usually a pretty good width to have as far as viewing goes. Right, you'll see that it's saved. I can go ahead and close this, and now what you'll notice about the window is the text is not altered. Right, the window shrinks over the text, but the appearance of my page does not get jumbled up. So that's kind of a cool, important piece to know about. So know that you'll want to fix the width ultimately of your web page. Okay, so the next piece, and ultimately once you get this thing configured is with all your images and text and assignments and directions, you want to make it available to your kids to be able to copy it, right? And so remove whatever text you've got in here and ultimately put their own assignments in. Right, so for example, let me insert a document, right? Because I can insert drive documents. So let me put on here like a challenge, right, that I want a student to be able to do. I don't know. This is just a mocked up graphic organizer. So I'm going to select a Google Doc. I can put that in. I can format it anywhere on the page that I want. So now on this page is a Google document that's embedded, maybe their project on how to do something, right? Maybe that's a placeholder example for you. You will ultimately want them to be able to make a copy of this site and put their work in its place, right? So what you need to do again is come up here to the gear, and you will want to this time manage your site. Okay, and in managing your site, what you will want to do is come down here to this space right here where the header says site storage. We're not really into that. So we're going to go down below site storage, and you're going to want to publish this site as a template, right? And you're going to give it a name that kids will ultimately be able to search for it with. So let's say Mr. Snell's class template, right? You'll enter a description. Use this to store your work for my class. Right, and then basically what you'll do is you'll submit. And I'll show you how they'll be able to then track this down. Right, so the site template submitted, and now you see up here that this is in the template gallery, and kids can click this, use this template button, and it will make a copy of your site for them that they can change to match your instructions. Okay, so how do they go track it down? When they sign in, they will go to sites.google.com, and they'll create a site, and instead of just choosing a blank one, they'll browse the gallery for more, right? And what we'll do is we'll have them look for Mr. Snell's class, right? So there it is, right? In just a Google search, Mr. Snell's class came up. I can click on it, and then I can select to use that template. And again, I would have to go here through the rigmarole of setting mine up. But ultimately, on your domain, kids would not have to do this step, and then they would have access to your template. Okay, so then in a list of their sites, right, you see that I've got my jsnell here. I messed one up earlier before I made this video, so that's that one. But they would have a list here, again, when they're signed in at sites.google.com, a copy of your template. So give this a look, shoot me an email if you have any further questions on how to set your template up, and happy to walk you through it, man. Good luck this year.